Hello and welcome back to the Retro Perspective. This is the series running through each and every official UK PlayStation demo, and today we have demo number 8, and the first game on this disc is Shellshock from Core Design. So I think it was possibly demo 6 we played Assault Rigs, which was a very arcadey style tank shooter. The tank literally could strafe and sort of float about, and actually this is feeling pretty similar so far, despite it being touted as more of a tank simulator style game. If you press in... is it? Whoa, that's kind of weird. So the tank is facing a certain way, and you press L2 and R2 to turn the turret, but the tank remains facing that direction unless you're using left and right to turn it. The little radar down there shows which way you're turning, so you can then decide sort of which direction you will go if you're pressing up. This is not going to be one for the large amount of people who hate tank controls, basically, because you don't get tankier controls than this. Oh, and I don't think we were meant to do that. Yes, tanks, not amphibious vehicles, unfortunately, so let's try that again.
That's the way to do it, man. No, what you doing, Jack?
I mean, I kind of get what they were going for, but at the end of the day, you're not going to get one person in a tank controlling both the direction of the tank and the turret. It's usually done by multiple people. So getting your brain around this is obviously going to be a bit of a learning curve. I'm sure once you get used to it, it'll be pretty fun though, so... This does actually remind me quite a lot of the other Core Design game we played on another demo, the helicopter one, and that also had kind of weird controls that were a bit difficult to get used to as well.
Way to go!
Let's see what other guns we have. Cannon.
What you doing, Jack? Get the hell out of the way.
I'm not sure I like that compared to the main gun, especially when taking on other tanks.
Way to go!
So I'm guessing the idea here is just to take out all the enemy tanks.
What you doing, Jack? That's the way to do it, man.
So I think a good tactic was to do what we attempted there but didn't quite do it right. Just kind of drive-by shootings where you're aiming to the left or right.
Way to go!
We're almost dead.
Get the hell out of the way, Jack. What you
Some of these games are really unforgiving with like getting hit, despite it being incredibly easy to get hit. Whoa! Turret almost spun all the way around then.
eat that sucker up.
Okay. Only 2 more tanks left on the radar. Yeah, I really didn't like that cannon. I don't know whether there's going to be like human enemies on certain maps maybe, and the cannon's good for them. But so far the main gun has been the weapon of choice here.
Out of the way, Jack. What you
Can we not take down these trees? I have a feeling we're going to die very shortly.
Yo! Way to go!
Oh, crap. That was a close one.
Eat that sucker!
Nice. Oh, crap.
That's the way to do it, man.
Tank trying to sneak behind us here. Luckily we saw him on the radar.
Yo! Way to go!
How many more of these guys is there? As I say, this is a lot like that helicopter game, where it just seemed like there was targets absolutely everywhere. Ah, that's it. Yeah, and another pretty aimless game, I suppose you would say. Like, just one tank against, hundreds of other tanks. Doesn't seem fair, really, does it? Anyway, let's check out the next game, Descent. Okay, so I read in the magazine that the controls for this are utterly bonkers. So the direction buttons turn you in all the different directions. Then you press triangle to go forward, X to go back, and square and circle to go left and right. That is gonna be just insane to get used to. Can we go this way? This just looks like a black corridor. Ah, yes, we can. So this game is, of course, in a completely 3D environment where you can kind of float in all directions. Bloody hell. Ah, here we go. We've got some normal guns as well. Yeah, I think the controls could have been a little bit better here. You not using like L2 and R2 to strafe just feels really awkward to me. That seems like the natural buttons to use for strafing. Ah, L2 and R2 rotates your ship around like that. That's interesting. I think it would probably be quite helpful to have some sort of map. Can we press select? No, of course. Select just takes us back to the demo menu. So yeah, there is no map whatsoever, despite these levels being insanely complex. I think it did get quite a high score in the magazine though, in the review. Maybe it's all just about getting used to these freaky controls. Do you reckon that's going to hurt us if we go through? I think maybe it will. It's alright, we don't need to anyway. It just takes us here. I keep hearing doors opening, but then not seeing where the actual doors are. Is this a door? No. Where was the door? we have the ability to strafe, yet so far it's taken us down these very thin corridors where you basically cannot avoid those bullets whatsoever. So I don't really see the point in that. You'd think this would be a better sort of control scheme for maybe a more open environment. Here's a door. Some dudes in there. Warning. What are they warning us of? Ah, red access card. See, in the PS1 era, it was all about the different coloured key cards to open different doors. That was like a go-to game design element there. And of course it always, well, it usually meant memorising where doors were that you were going past. And then going back to them later. Which sometimes could have you going through a level constantly. Well, it doesn't open that door. Yes, here's a red door. Which means I guess we're going the right way. Look at that, he shot straight through that wall there. How is that possible? Come on. Oh, well, that was a waste of a bomb. It's hard to gauge which enemies I should use the bombs on, but I guess this big red thing might be a good target. Oh, self-destruct. Okay, does that mean we need to get out of here? Well, I can't see jack shit now, so that doesn't help. Oh.
Self-destruct in T-minus 10, 9, 8.
What? What's going on? Well, that was very bizarre. I don't know what I was supposed to do there. Possibly get back to the beginning, but then there might have also been a different exit, maybe. I'm not sure at all. But interesting. That's a very interesting game, actually. Not really like anything I've ever played. It was also a bit annoying that like the heads-up display was covering like most of the screen. So not only were the controls really clunky and you couldn't see much because it was dark, and the perspective was all weird because it's a completely 3D environment with no like orientation of up, down, left and right. But then you've also got only like half the screen that you can actually see out of your ship or whatever it is. Despite that though, it was pretty fun actually, and I was getting used to using the face buttons to move. But let's move on now to the next game, Addidas Power Soccer. We did not have much luck with the previous two football games that we played on the previous demos. The AI seemed to be just insanely good in Striker 96, and then Actua Soccer was like really glitchy and buggy, it seemed. So let's see what this one's all about. Oh, so we're the pink guys, obviously. Already had the ball taken away from us. And of course the controls are all different once again, as they always are in these football games. And immediately the other team has scored. X is slide tackle, so we need to figure out what normal tackle is basically as soon as possible, because I couldn't seem to do much there. Why, when I pressed left and X then, did it kick the ball to the right? That didn't make much sense. But yeah, that was definitely a free kick there. So, short pass X, long pass triangle. That makes more sense. Can't even get near him. These guys are very good at passing. Come on. Oh, that was another foul. It's kind of taking a long time. It's not very responsive. Like, you press X and it takes a bit to pass. So you need to kind of... Oh, catch it, keeper. Don't just let it bounce off your body. Yeah, these old football games, they don't make much sense to me. Like, the odds seem very stacked here. He keeps doing that. What's going on? See, whenever I get the ball, it seems the other team is on me in a second and just immediately takes up. Oh, come on, get that ball. Yeah, there we go. That was terrible. Why did he do that? If triangle's a long pass, then I don't know what that was, because I pressed X there. Because that seemed like a pretty long pass to me. Another foul. Playing very dirty here. Oh, what was that? Come on. Yep, I lose, definitely. I almost want to try that again just to see if I can figure out what the hell is actually going on with these PlayStation 1 football games. But I'm sure we'll get another opportunity to play one in the next demo because there are just hundreds. So let's move on to Resident Evil now. I believe this is just a rolling demo of the original Resident Evil, giving us a teaser of the soon-to-be-released blockbuster game that pretty much saved Capcom from financial ruin back in the 90s. Okay, that's funny. It censored the zombie dogs because, of course, they didn't know whether kids were going to be watching these on this demo, so I guess they had to do that, really. But it seems a bit silly now when we know that loads of kids will have been playing this, and if a kid saw this, they'd actually be really hyped for it, and almost definitely beg their parents to get them it. So that's it for the official UK PlayStation Magazine demo number 8. Only 4 demos this time, unfortunately, but I hope you enjoyed it nonetheless. Thanks very much for watching, and I'll see you next time.